is Joshua Woodall, and I want to talk to y'all today about the collision repair industry. I've gotten a lot of information about this over my time here at the college from lectures that my instructors have put on and outside presentations from other professionals in the industry. That being said, I'm going to jump right in and talk to you about it. There are many training programs to get involved in the collision repair industry. The most popular one is to go to a one-year technical college or a two-year community college. That'll get you a good understanding of all aspects of the field as well as an associate's degree, which is good for advancement down the road. There are other ways to get this kind of training. The most popular one outside of a community college is ASE training. Most everyone has heard of an ASE technician or a mechanic. It's pretty popular. They are focused on the mechanical side of things as well as the collision side of the industry. The next one is ICAR. They're a really big player in the collision repair field. They go around and they certify collision repair centers and body shops. They make sure that the technicians are trained to a certain standard, and upon graduating from Wayne Community College, I will have my ICAR Pro Level 1 certificate, which will get me in the door at most dealerships. So that's a really interesting aspect to look into. Now I'd like to talk about jobs in the field. The first job is your regular old body technician. Those are the guys who get the car after it's been damaged in an accident. They identify the damage, they come up with a repair plan, they take off damaged parts, repair damaged parts, put on new parts, and basically do everything to the vehicle up until the point where it's going to the paint booth to be painted, which brings me to the painter. This guy is responsible for putting a new finish on the vehicle and making sure it looks like it did before the accident. It's a tricky job, and it's a big job, but those guys can do it with the right training and practice. There are also structural technicians. These are the guys that take the heavily damaged vehicles and put them on the straightening equipment. They look for frame damage, unibody damage, things like that. They straighten it out and get it to within the factory specifications for what that measurement is supposed to be. Next, I would like to talk about job opportunities. Excuse me. There are lots of places you could go to work. The biggest place most people try and go to work is at the dealership. Those guys are almost always ICAR certified. They have a good flow of vehicles. It's a busy workplace, so people can go there and make good money and get lots of good experience. There are also private body shops. They focus on the same things as dealerships do. They just do it on a smaller scale for the most part. They don't have the funding that the big dealerships have to have the biggest and best equipment, so they scale back their operations. It's still an excellent place to get started. It's a slower environment. It's good. It's a good place to learn. You could also be any number of positions that aren't in an actual shop. You could be a paint rep or a tool salesman. You could work for a parts store. You could work as a parts specialist. You could do any of those things, and some of those jobs you could do at the dealership as well. Alright, so we talked about jobs, we talked about education. What else is there to talk about? Hey, everybody wants to make money, right?
Right.
Right, thank you. Did you know that the average technician makes $41,500 a year? That's the average technician starting out all across the country. I mean, there are people that make more than that. There are people that make less than that. But that's a pretty good average starting salary, right? And that usually comes out to $19.99 an hour. So if you look at it like that, that's a pretty good hourly rate. There are also 21,500 collision repair technicians leaving the field every year, with only 10,000 coming in. So the demand for these technicians is very high. There's a lot of people getting out. And the reason, or one of the reasons for that, is the focus on four-year education. Lots of people, or lots of young people my age, are more so focused on going to a university and getting a bachelor's degree, master's degree, trying to move on up very quickly the career chain and be doctors, surgeons, those types of things, engineers, whereas lots of people aren't as focused on two-year colleges. So lots of industries like this are shrinking, or not shrinking, but doesn't have as many people coming into it. But I think I've given y'all a lot to think about here today. I really appreciate y'all's time, and that's it.